Bongani, good afternoon. So before we talk about the Minister of Higher Education, let's look at the latest developments, right, on, of course, the Mkhwanazi allegations. Today, he called on political parties to refrain from using his picture, that is Mkhwanazi, during, of course, the political march. Why do you think this revelation, and in particular now?
No, thanks. Greetings to you, Alicia, the colleagues in studio, viewers at home, and happy birthday to the SABC as it reaches 75 years of existence. Remember, post him making the statements that he did, no opportunity was then granted for him to engage the public in any way, shape, or form. So obviously there would have been developments since then, which would have seen on social media and other spaces in solidarity with him, because some people or some members of the society feel that he would be under attack, be it at work, be it physically, and also his family. And also there's a need then, so a need would then arise from those members to defend him. And then there would be other members also of society that would then use what Mkhwanazi would have said and his image as an image that stands for something in terms of symbolism, that it stands for truth, it stands for justice, it stands for cleaning up the rot that exists in the SAPS and government in general. So then his image becomes then an image of symbolism rather than necessarily him. So obviously then maybe it's something that he found discomfort in, because to some people it drags him even to speculations of politics, like you would have heard some saying that because now the ANC is going to a conference in 2027 and so forth, Mkhwanazi is a tool fighting against a certain faction or grouping of the ANC. So it's dragging him even away from what he said, but into the realm of politics, and is being used, his image, his name is being used as a political tool in order to fight and suppress certain groupings within certain political organizations. And I think it's that he's trying to clear up.
And those fake social media accounts as well. So let's look at the issue of Mchunu. Bongani. He says he's very ready to appear before the commission. Do you think we will see any more explosive evidence presented before the commission by Mchunu, who has since also alluded to the fact that he's engaging with his legal team already?
Definitely. Not just Mchunu, but also the Deputy National Commissioner as well, and other role players as well. If you would have listened to what Mkhwanazi said, he said that do not give your opponent an advantage over you. So there are speculations that there were certain movements that were being planned against him and against Umasemula. And also the first phase of that was the attack, or I would just coin it as attack, but the actions that were taken against Ukumal, of which maybe there is evidence they went to court, they were pleading and so forth and so on. But it seems to be part and parcel of everything that has been happening. So yes, when we get to that commission, I'm expecting a lot of things from the other side, explosives from the other side, and evidence as well. I think there's even one political commentator that said, we must not mischaracterize this as a battle between angels and demons, or demons and demons, angels and angels, but let us allow the evidence to dictate as to what needs to happen in terms of moving forward. So I'm also waiting to hear what the other sides have to say and what they have to present. However, I do not think Mkhwanazi was that reckless that he would have went and made a public statement without having sufficient evidence to back it up, especially a person of his caliber. I mean, he is the provincial commissioner. He is an individual that would have acted as national commissioner. He's been in the SABS for many years, so he knows that you cannot allege without providing a significant and substantial evidence to back up your allegation. But that does not mean the other side has nothing to demonstrate in terms of evidence, and they have nothing to say as well.
You know, but Bongani, is it advisable for those implicated or accused to be taking these media interviews and going about and giving us these different narratives and, of course, versions to some of the allegations, if we're still going to sit and listen through all the evidence when the commission finally convenes?
Ordinarily, I would say it's not advisable to make public statements or make public pleas, whether innocent, guilty, and so forth. Wait for the relevant platform of which then you would make those pleas on and take certain positions and provide evidence accordingly. However, there's also the other side, that the other people or the accused, in inverted commas, In terms of their public relations, in terms of their brands, especially an individual like Mchunu, his brand has been tarnished in the past couple of weeks. And he's under pressure as well to salvage that brand, a brand that would have projected him as an innocent politician, or rather a clean politician and so forth. So now he's being projected as a dirty politician. And each and every day that passes without him saying anything, especially to on public platforms, means that he is guilty in terms of the public opinion, and that he has something to hide. And you know, the courts of public opinions are very brutal. So then there's that pressure to say something. But under ordinary circumstances, I would advise that they do wait for the relevant platform. They should be using this moment to gather what evidence that they have in order to present to those platforms. But however, their reputations, their brands get damaged each and every day that goes by.
Look, Bongani, let's now move on and talk about the seemingly never-ending saga and tussle between the Portfolio Committee and the Minister of Higher Education. Apparently, she didn't show up at the scheduled meeting where those much-needed answers on the recent revelations of the SETA chair appointments. I mean, we as a nation actually need answers, as well as Parliament at this point. What do you make of her not showing up to Parliament?
I think the minister was advised in terms of the probability of consequences that you would experience lesser consequences by not going to the sitting than by going to the sitting. Because even if you had to listen to the reasons provided, they are quite flimsy. I mean, saying you are attending a SETA program and so forth, whereas the South African Union of Students had a conference, I think, in the yesterday week or the week prior, and the minister was noticeably not there. So SETA is just the student wing for TVET colleges. So why do you choose not to go here and go there and so forth and so on? So I think her not attending, the consequences that will befall her for not attending are less significant than what she would have experienced if she had attended, because it's clear by now that the minister did mislead Parliament. It's from what advocate had to say from the list that was provided of actually staff members of the DHET and so forth. So it's very clear. And so if she would have went today and you were asked maybe a straight question, did you lie, with all that is known and is in public domain, it would have put her in a very difficult position. So I think she was advised to not pitch, to not go there. Give reasons, of course, that's just procedural, but whatever the case may be, just don't go there.
All right, Bongani, thank you so much for your input this afternoon. Mr. Bongani Mahlangu is a political analyst there, weighing in on the SETA saga, and of course, Mchunu as well as Mkhwanazi appealing there for all those civic organizations as well as other politically affiliated individuals to refrain from using his pictures when they actually embark on these marches, saying that his is a fight against criminals and crime, not, of course, against leaders in government.